Listen, this is all a show.
Just hold on.
I know you've seen this before.
Okay.
Hello Internet and welcome back to Grimm, and boy today do I have a doozy for you guys. Alright, I know we have all seen Dr. Phil before and know when someone is outright lying or acting, because usually, I mean, it's pretty obvious, but this time around, it is so obvious that this guy is acting that they might as well hit you over the head with a bat that says this is fake. Like seriously, of all the messed up people in this country that they could have chose to highlight in this crazy show, this is the one guy they picked for this episode, and I think the average 6th grader theater kid can put on a better performance than this guy, as you'll see here in a second. There's really no intro to this clip, like it starts pretty abruptly. Apparently this guy wronged these 3 women somehow, and after they all came to the show to talk to him about his behavior, he started freaking out and having a panic attack. I should say that in quotes because this is the most terrible display of a fake panic attack that I've ever seen.
Glenn, you seem to be struggling right now. Are you having trouble with, are you having an anxiety attack?
Oh, and I love how Dr. Phil starts off by saying to this guy, "You seem to be struggling a bit." Like, that's pretty obvious at this point, my guy. This man is literally bent over the side of your armchair, panting and squinting and like he's in pain, or about to take the biggest dump of his life. Even though I'm pretty sure he's faking it, I really don't think pointing out to this guy that he's freaking out and having a panic attack would make him feel any better. Isn't that like the one thing you're not supposed to do when someone's already freaking out? That just exacerbates the situation and makes everything worse.
First of all, you owe my aunt and my family an apology.
Okay. You guys don't understand how this works.
Also, I love how Hoop Earrings over here butts in while this dude is about to have a heart attack and starts demanding an apology for whatever this guy did. I really don't even know what he did to piss them off yet. I mean, obviously she has seen this before from him and knows that he's faking it to get out of this difficult situation, but her matter-of-fact delivery on these demands being made while this dude is looking like he's about to die, that pairing is hilarious to me. She's like that one person that starts talking trash to you after you mess up or got injured doing something dumb that you know you shouldn't have done in the first place, whose input is just not helping the situation get any better, and it honestly just aggravates everything. Luckily, the doc hands her the hand of silence and basically tells her to shut up so that he can make sure that this guy is okay after this Oscar-winning performance of a panic attack. I do gotta hand it to the crowd in some of these Dr. Phil clips though, man. They are definitely a bunch of middle-aged moms on vacation to California or wherever they shoot this, and you know, they probably dragged their kids and just had to go see a taping of their favorite show. Whenever Dr. Phil gets a word in, he always gets that one person clapping in the audience, just super hype, and they give out a little clap of approval.
You guys don't understand how this works.
Like, it's the equivalent of people shouting "World Star" at a fight, but you know they gotta be tame because they're with their kids or whatever.
I'll get to you in a minute.
Yes, Dr. Phil.
Are you having an anxiety attack right now?
Alright, this angle is a little suspect, but now that I see this, are we completely sure that he's not actually pooping his pants? He's hunched over in this position, and it leads me to believe he might have eaten something questionable before filming, and it's got him in one of those emergency situations right now. Also, yes, Dr. Phil, he is having trouble breathing. Great conclusion you've drawn from this situation. Once again with the obvious commentary, this dude is just looking like he got back from a 5K with how hard he's breathing, and you just gotta chime in with that. It just blows my mind.
I've asked you to sit back so you can open your lungs up because you're closing them down right now, so...
Alright, bro, he told you to sit back, not take a power nap on stage. This guy is absolutely ridiculous. It's frustrating to watch, honestly.
If you'll kind of sit up in the chair and sit up straight and sit back, you'll open your lungs up where you can breathe a little bit.
Alright, so guys, I gotta pause it here again. This is a message to the production team over at Dr. Phil, whoever's behind it. I really don't think this is needed, guys. The angle is looking like a Nat Geo show, using freaking sniping scopes for lenses just to get the shot right because they gotta be like 1,000 feet away. I mean, why are we so close up on this man right now? Also, this guy is in pain or at least acting that way, so I do feel bad pointing this out, but why is his head shaped so oddly? It seems to have that natural curvature you'd expect a head to have in the back, but then it kind of doubles up right on top and his forehead just extends out to the rest of his face. Now that I see it, it actually kind of reminds me of that final reveal at the end of the first Harry Potter movie where Voldemort was like living on the back of that dude's head. Yes, that was a spoiler for a movie that's like 20 years old, so if you didn't know that, I guess I'm sorry, you waited for too long.
Would you like to take a break? Yeah. Okay, Matt, will you come help him and he can go backstage and here we'll come this way.
Okay, you have got to be kidding me. There is no way this man just did a slow-mo 1960s Wild West cowboy gunfight death looking ass fall on the stage. Okay, so there's selling an emotion with acting, and then there's really overselling it to the point of just being ridiculous and hard to believe. And this guy is obviously doing the latter, but more so than I have ever seen on this show, and there's been some seriously bad actors on here before, so that's saying something. Seriously, somebody please get this man an Oscar. Also, the silence from this crowd really has me imagining just how awkward this whole exchange would be if you were actually sitting in this room right now when that was happening. These women are just trying to get an apology from this guy, and he's doing a full acting routine of what someone who doesn't actually have panic attacks thinks a panic attack would look like. I mean, everyone has to be aware that this is BS, right? So basically, Dr. Phil talks to him a bit more and lets him know that his assistants are going to bring him backstage so that the paramedics can take a look at him, just in case this is actually real. I mean, obviously, Dr. Phil doesn't want to get a lawsuit on his hands, and if this guy actually died on stage from having a panic attack, you know that his family was about to get a fat check from the doc. Also, can someone please tell me why it's taking a team of 20, what seems to be healthy and fit dudes, to lift this one man up? I mean, he's not big by any means, and I think he's just actively trying to be as heavy and hard to lift as possible. Seriously, he's not making this any easier for them. Like, dude, just get off stage. This is, like, embarrassing at this point.
No, you can stand. You can stand. Anxiety doesn't take your legs away. You can stand.
That saying is perfect for this situation. This dude's, like, faking not being able to walk, and he just drops the anxiety doesn't take your legs away. You can stand. You go, Dr. Phil.
You can stand.
I got you. I got you. Don't worry about it. Don't worry. I got you. I got you. Don't worry about it.
Is he faking?
Alright, I know I'm getting nitpicky at this point, but am I the only one that finds the edit in this part of the video to be really weird? It's almost like they took little sound bites of this guy's breathing, like, and just looped it over some quick cuts with these guys giving him positive affirmations while they carry him backstage. He's looking like he's getting carried out of the freaking battlefield right now. But all he has is 3 women, like, yelling at him, so I don't know why he can't take that.
Is he faking?
Well, he's...
Also, I'm having trouble even hearing Dr. Phil or the other lady at this point. This guy is completely off camera in the freaking green room, and they still have his breathing about 10 decibels louder than the rest of the audio in the video.
Every new job he starts, within a month, I get a phone call. We've had to take your husband by paramedics. He's had a major panic attack.
Okay. Pause. Please let me take a second to read this tagline out loud. I mean, I really didn't even question what he did to these poor women that made them want to be on the show in the first place, because they obviously wanted to confront him about something, but I really didn't know up to this point. But now that I see this, there are honestly more questions than answers. Penny claims that her husband said she was dying so that he could marry her friend. What? How did this dude ever expect that to work? Did he just hit up her friend like, yeah, my wife's dying. Really sucks, you know. Anyways, you're chill. We should get married. Like, what happens when she says no, dude? Your wife knows that you told someone that she was dying and that you tried to leave her. Or, in a crazier universe, what if she says yes and your wife is still alive, since obviously she wasn't really dying, and now you have to explain to your wife's ex-best friend that you married about why she isn't dying? For this plan to work, I would say mistake number 1 was just going for someone who isn't a friend of the person that he's lying about. Seriously though, like, he could walk up to just about any stranger on the street and it would still be a very small chance of working, but it would at least be a little bit better than this, I'd say. I mean, even though you look like Voldemort in the first Harry Potter movie, you could still probably get some stranger to fall for this. But I mean, best friend, man, you gotta be smart when it comes to stuff like this. Also, in case you're wondering why I'm grilling this dude so hard, I found this video amusing for the first place, and I wanted to crack some jokes about it and show it to you guys because it was just so ridiculous. But to be a little serious, personally, I think it is the lamest thing on earth to fake symptoms of something that people are actually suffering from just to get out of a situation or to benefit yourself. Like, personally, I have anxiety. I got diagnosed with it some time ago. I don't personally get panic attacks, but I know people that do, and it can actually be pretty serious. And there's people out there that have these panic attacks that are really bad, and it can actually threaten their life at times, or at other times just cause some severe negative impacts on their life just from day to day. So the fact that he's faking something like this just to avoid a bad situation is pretty terrible in my eyes, and that is why I'm kind of going in on him right now. Hopefully you guys don't call bully hunters on me, okay? Also, it's funny to know that he starts a job and is just too lazy to keep working there, so he fakes having a heart attack. I mean, that just goes to show how big of a joke this guy really is, if this story is true, but yeah, this is just ridiculous. Of course, everyone's gonna have bad jobs, but real adults have to keep going so that they can at least pay the bills. I mean, maybe his wife supports him, but that is just crazy that he does that. So, unfortunately, guys, this video doesn't really have much closure, as Dr. Phil just kind of talks to the wife about what this could possibly mean, and he is so cryptic about it that he never really makes a firm statement. It's just kind of therapy buzzwords that he's throwing out to her to make it seem like he knows what he's talking about. And I mean, we will never really know if this guy was actually having a panic attack or not, or if he was successful in finessing his way out of his marriage eventually with this woman, but honestly, I don't even care enough to look into it that deep. And all I know is that his gift to me was this amazing display of acting and just ridiculousness on this episode of Dr. Phil. So guys, make sure to subscribe and leave a like right now if you enjoyed the video. And if you did subscribe, hit that notification bell and comment down below. Notifications on, and I'm going to try to respond to as many of you as I can saying thank you. Peace out.